My beloved, you're not reading this by accident. Heaven has shifted things just so this message could reach you. And right before you arrived, Archangel Michael whispered your name. He's been pacing, watching and waiting, because this moment is only for you. Someone in heaven knows you've been missing the signs, but God hasn't. He has seen the tears you tried to hide, and now something is set to unfold, in the next 7 hours. Archangel Michael says, don't share this. This is for the chosen one, only you. Do you feel that faint press in your chest, that quiet knock in your spirit? That's not fear, that's heaven tapping at your soul, signaling that what's coming has already been released in your direction. Michael is leaning from the heavens, hoping you do not scroll past, because what follows could either lift you into blessing, or leave you vulnerable if ignored. You have been the underestimated one, doubted and overlooked, until a divine mark began to follow you. God says, child, this is not random, this is me speaking now. Michael pleaded, Father, I begged for this message to reach them, let them not miss it, let them be covered, their home shielded, their soul preserved. And God replied, if they remain, I will protect. But if they skip this, the tears they will cry 7 hours from now, will feel unexplainable. The heavenly clock has already started. Somewhere in the middle of this message, a quiet instruction will reach your heart. It may feel like a whisper, or a soft wind brushing your spirit, even if your doors are closed. Follow it. Within 7 hours the shift begins. This is a divine calculation, not a figure of speech. Michael says, I have watched their dreams for nights, I kept the storms from entering their sleep, but they did not see me. Tonight he is watching again, and he sees a decision forming near you, one that could alter your path, without asking for your permission. This message is your shield. Love letter, if this is moving your spirit, it's because heaven is reaching for you. Subscribe to stay under this covering, because the next warning may not come in words like this again. Now let me reveal what few are allowed to know. A woman has quietly observed you for weeks. She holds a truth about your life, that was meant to stay hidden until this moment. Michael says, warn them now. If they wait, the damage will already have been set in motion. This knowledge could have been used to rob you in silence, but heaven interrupted. That explains the strange days you've had lately, dreams that felt heavy, delays that made no sense, sudden moments of memory lapses, or heart pangs you couldn't explain. God has been pulling back the veil, and tonight the line between heaven and earth is thin. Michael says, let no one else see this. Speak it to no one, not even those you believe you can trust. Sometimes trust is the disguise the enemy borrows. There is a reason this message found you on August 5, 2025. In exactly 7 hours, 2 events will begin to move. One will appear chaotic, but is actually divine alignment. The other will appear peaceful, but is a trap. Only by holding on to this word, will you know which path to step toward, and which to flee, because both will seem like the answer to the very prayer you whispered in the dark. Yes, heaven heard that prayer, the one you cried in secret, believing no one would ever know. God heard, Michael heard. And they are not only answering, they are preparing you for what follows the answer. God says, The enemy will try to send a counterfeit blessing to confuse your spirit, but if you stay in my voice, the trap will be revealed. You've wondered why exhaustion lingered, why plans kept stalling, why your heart felt a pull you couldn't name. Your soul recognized the battle before your mind did. But hear me, being targeted is not the same as being defeated. God says, the deal made behind your back will crumble, and the decree over your life will rise instead. Your name is moving now, from the mouths of doubters, to the corridors of favor. The chains are breaking in the unseen realm. Every tear, every delay, every moment you felt invisible, has been recorded. Archangel Michael says, stay alert. In the next hours, signs will come, a message, a shift in the atmosphere, an inner nudge you cannot explain. When it happens, respond with faith, not fear. You are stepping into a reversal season. What seemed like loss, will turn to proof that you were protected. What once felt like rejection, will reveal itself as divine redirection. And those who spoke lightly of you, will see the hand of God lift you, where they could not reach. God says, I marked you long before they planned against you. No secret meeting can erase my signature. No shadow can hold what I have anointed. The next 7 hours are sacred. Heaven is moving silently but surely. When you feel the subtle shift in your chest, pause, breathe, and remember you were chosen to read this. You were covered before the storm began, and now you are stepping into the hour where hidden things are exposed, and delayed blessings are released. You weren't born to be tricked anymore. You weren't made to be toyed with, or to spend your whole life tested, without ever tasting victory. This message came, because now is your time to receive your reward, but first comes the test, and only by reading through this entire message, will you understand how to pass it. Michael says, someone will approach you, through a call, a message, or a knock, and when it happens, your spirit will register 2 feelings, fear and fire. One is counterfeit, the other divine. The enemy is sly child, he knows how to mimic light. That's why you must sense this message with your soul, not just your eyes, because only the soul can distinguish what is truly from God. Take a deep breath now. Heaven is preparing you. As you read further, you may feel something unusual, chills, a flicker of light, or a sudden memory surfacing. For you it may seem like an unseen presence, sitting right beside you. That's not your imagination, that's Michael arriving. He said he'd wait 7 hours, before taking action, but wanted to give you this heads up first. Beloved, you've been battling invisible battles, carrying unseen wounds, holding your breath in a world that never noticed you were suffocating. But God noticed, heaven noticed. This is why this message was delayed for 48 hours, and finally released now, because the 7-hour countdown has begun. If you stay with this, you will know exactly how to respond when that door opens. Let me ask you something deeply personal. Have you noticed how often people leave, just as you near success? How often things collapse, moments before they work out. That's no accident, or poor timing, it's spiritual interference. Your destiny is heavier than you realize. You were made to walk in miracles, to restore broken families, to lift others out of spiritual prisons they didn't even know they were trapped in, and the enemy is fully aware. Distraction has been your greatest enemy. But now your focus is about to return. Everything that was meant to steal your attention, your peace, your clarity, will disappear. This will only happen if you remain with this message, if you obey the whisper when it comes, and if you remember this message was never meant to be shared broadly. Divine works are always done quietly, and miracles always begin in silence. Do not question the stirring in your heart right now. Michael said, "They will doubt, they will wonder if they imagined it, but I will confirm it before the 7th hour strikes. They will know it was me." Now heaven is asking something small but vital from you, one simple action that will unlock your readiness. This is the step that says to God, "I am ready." Not just ready to be shielded, but ready to receive. Are you prepared to receive what was denied to you for so long? Ready to walk into what others thought impossible? Ready for a justice that defies logic, but always arrives? Then listen carefully, and act. God says, write down these 3 words. Speak them softly. Repeat them before you sleep tonight, and watch the next 7 hours unfold. The words are, reveal, reverse, restore. That phrase is your code, your divine passport. Write it now, even if it feels strange, or your mind resists, because your spirit knows this is no game, and tonight is unlike any other night. When you whispered those words, reveal, reverse, restore, a shift occurred in the spiritual atmosphere. Heaven paused, Michael closed his eyes, and your name was inscribed on a sacred scroll. Those 3 words aren't just prayers, they are keys unlocking a door in the spirit realm, that was sealed for years, blocked by someone who never wanted to see you rise. But child, listen closely, no one can keep what God has marked as yours. Someone close to you will start feeling uncomfortable after this. This is no coincidence, or paranoia, it's revelation. For years they thrived on your delays. Your kindness blinded you, but God says, now is not the time for politeness, now is the time to be prophetic. You are stepping into a divine confrontation, but do not fear, because you are not alone. Michael has been given authority to walk beside you, fight for you, and guard your next 7 hours, like a fierce lion. More than that, he's been ordered to cancel a spiritual attack, placed on your destiny, by someone secretly wishing for your downfall. Yes, you read that right. Someone you once loved spoke your name in darkness, releasing confusion and chaos in your path. That's why things that should have worked, kept falling apart. But because you stayed with this message, that curse is broken. The power behind that deal has been shattered, undone by divine intervention. You're no longer a pawn in their games. God says, your season of waiting is over. Your breakthrough is approaching, faster than you think. The enemy's plans will turn to dust, and what was stolen, will multiply in your hands. Right now watch for signs, unexpected calls, sudden shifts in relationships, doors opening where there were none before. You may feel a strange peace, even amid confusion, because the enemy's noise is covering the sound of your victory being prepared. Remember, not everyone will understand this shift. Some may grow jealous or angry, as they witness your rise, but don't let that distract you. God says, focus on me, because I am the one who sets the timeline, and closes every door that should not open. For the next 7 hours, guard your thoughts and stay alert. When fear creeps in, remember which spirit gave you fire. When doubt tempts you, recall who wrote your name on the scroll of life. Michael is near, watching, protecting, and waiting for the moment to act, because your destiny is too precious to be stolen. He is already dismantling every plot laid against you, and preparing your path for unprecedented blessings. This is your divine turning point. The hidden chains are breaking, and a new door is swinging wide open. Step through it, with faith, courage, and the assurance that what God has marked as yours, will never be taken. Tonight hold fast to these words: reveal, reverse, restore. Let them echo in your heart and mind. They are your shield and your sword. Speak them with confidence, and watch the unseen battle turn in your favor. You weren't born to remain silent, invisible, or defeated. You were born to shine, to overcome, and to receive what God has promised you, from the very beginning. Keep your heart open, and your spirit tuned, to the whispers of heaven. Your breakthrough is imminent. Your restoration is already underway. And when the next 7 hours pass, you will know with certainty, you are victorious, you are protected, and you are deeply loved. Now is your time. Step forward. You were chosen for this moment, not by chance, but by divine design. What you face now is the crossing, from delay into destiny, from confusion into clarity, from silence into your voice. God says, this is your hour to break free. But freedom demands awareness. Freedom demands that you do not dismiss the small signs, the subtle nudges, the inner voice that won't quit. They are not random, they are invitations. Michael reminds you, your spirit has been a battlefield, but it is also a throne room. The enemy has been trying to steal your peace, your joy, your confidence, but none of it belongs to them. It belongs to the God who formed you, who breathed life into your purpose, and who has kept you safe, when you didn't even realize it. Now those chains of deception and spiritual sabotage are snapping. The darkness that tried to shadow your future, is being torn away by heavenly light. You must guard your heart fiercely, over the next 7 hours. People, even those closest to you, may act differently. Some will reveal themselves as allies, others will show their true colors as obstacles. This season requires discernment. Michael says, don't let confusion make you stumble. Hold fast to the truth in your spirit. Your intuition is your sword and shield. Remember, this test is not designed to break you, but to refine you. The moments that feel heavy, are the ones preparing you for greater light. The delay was never meant to be permanent. The silence was never meant to be indefinite. God has heard every unspoken prayer, every tear shed in private, every whispered hope in the dark. And now those prayers are breaking through the heavens, like thunder. Michael has been watching over your dreams, protecting the visions that come when your eyes close. If you dream tonight, pay close attention. The symbols, the people, the feelings, are not random. Write them down. They carry codes and confirmations, for what you will walk into. The enemy has tried to intercept your destiny, with confusion and lies, but heaven is countering with clarity and truth. You are being positioned for a miracle. A miracle so powerful, that the enemy's attempts to stop it, have only served to make it stronger. The setbacks, the betrayals, the disappointments, they are all part of the divine process, of lifting you higher. Do not underestimate what God is doing, through what looks like chaos. In the next 7 hours, something will crack open, an unseen door, a hidden barrier, a spiritual lock that held you back. When that happens, do not be afraid. Do not doubt. Step forward with boldness. Speak the words Michael gave you: reveal, reverse, restore. These are not just words, they are keys unlocking your breakthrough. Your breakthrough will bring restoration on every level: emotional, spiritual, physical, and relational. What was stolen will be returned, multiplied. What was broken will be rebuilt stronger. What was silenced will now sing. But this is only for those who remain steadfast, for those who resist the temptation to run, to hide, or to surrender. There will be moments in these 7 hours, when fear tries to whisper lies. When the enemy tries to convince you that you're too late, too weak, or too broken. Refuse those lies. You were chosen before you were born. Your path has always been ordained. God says, "I will complete what I started in you, I will perfect your steps." Michael says, "Watch closely for the unexpected." The answer to your prayers may come in a form you do not anticipate. It might look like a closed door that suddenly swings open. Or a phone call that changes everything. Or a conversation that shifts your perspective. Trust what your spirit tells you, even if your mind struggles to understand. You may feel a sudden peace, or a surprising boldness, in moments that were once filled with doubt. That is heaven's confirmation. Do not push it away, or question it. Lean into it. It is the wind beneath your wings, preparing you to soar. Michael has one last word. Your story is changing. The chapter of delay is closing, and the chapter of divine acceleration is beginning. You have been prepared for this moment, your whole life. Now it is time to rise. Beloved, this message was not meant to be ignored, or passed over. It was meant to be your shield, your weapon, your hope. Stand firm. Stay connected to this voice. Follow the instructions whispered in your heart. The next 7 hours will mark a turning point in your life. You will know when the hour is complete, because something will shift in the atmosphere. You may see it in the eyes of others, feel it in the air, or sense it deep inside your soul. That moment will be your victory signal. So hold on, hold fast, hold faith. Because God says, "I am with you now and forever." The enemy's plans are no match for my purpose. Your breakthrough is here. Keep your heart open, your spirit alert, and your eyes fixed on what I am about to do. This is your divine hour, your sacred season. And it begins now. Your miracle doesn't need to be created, it's already been prepared. It just needs you to align, and alignment doesn't mean perfection. It means obedience, not to rules, but to the soft, unmistakable nudge of heaven. Michael says, even now their energy is changing. Even now the chains are loosening, and if you could only see what's breaking off of you right now, you'd cry, not out of sadness, but out of finally being seen. Because you've been strong for too long. You've carried secrets that were never meant to be yours. You've apologized when others should have begged for your forgiveness. You've dimmed your light to keep others comfortable, but no more. Because heaven is done letting people take advantage of the divine within you. And now it's your turn to be flooded with grace. Now it's your turn to receive, not because you begged, but because you were chosen. And there's something else you need to hear. Michael says, they were never late. Everything they've been through, every delay, heartbreak, betrayal, was perfectly aligned for this hour. And God agrees. God says, I was never punishing them, I was positioning them, and beloved, you've been positioned perfectly. Now heaven is watching. Will you follow through? Will you stay obedient for just 7 more hours? Will you listen when the whisper comes? Because what happens in your sleep tonight, will ripple into your next 7 months. Yes, 7 months from now, until the end of January 2026, you will see unexpected financial reversals, a divine reconnection that no one could have predicted, justice delivered to someone who wronged you in silence, a letter or message from someone who vanished, but finally wants to tell you the truth, and most importantly, a deep, unshakable peace, the kind you've never felt before. And it will all trace back to this moment, to this message, to the moment you chose not to skip, not to doubt, not to close the window. And now one final instruction. Go to a mirror. Look into your own eyes, not your face, not your features, your eyes, and say this, I forgive myself, I release the weight, I am ready, heaven, do what only you can do. And then smile, even if you cry, even if your hands shake, even if it feels silly. Because that smile, it's not just for you. It's a sign to heaven, I believe again. Michael is watching. He'll be guarding you for the next 7 hours, with sword drawn, wings open, heart full. Heaven will walk with you, closely, gently, loudly, in the way only silence can be loud, and you will feel it. This is your appointed time. Don't rush. Don't speak of it yet. Just receive. And as the final hour approaches, one last whisper will come. When it does, promise us this, don't skip it, don't second guess it, don't tell anyone. Just do it. Because heaven's secret miracle for you, is already in motion. Hourglass not done, and the countdown continues. May Archangel Michael bless every breath you take, from this moment on. Close your eyes, not in fear, but in faith. Because right now, as these final words are read, your angels are standing still in a line, quiet, focused, and holding something in their hands. They are carrying documents, yes, spiritual documents, and one of them has your name written in golden fire. Michael steps forward. He looks at the Father and says, they stayed. And heaven smiles. Because child, what's coming next is too big to be missed, and now that you've obeyed, without needing proof, without needing to understand, heaven will respond without delay. God doesn't delay when He's honored, and tonight you honored Him, by trusting a divine message, when everyone else would have skipped it. There's one final thing you need to know, and this is not a metaphor. Tonight your house will be visited, not by fear, not by darkness, but by a presence so pure, so still, so powerful, you may feel the air change. It won't knock, it won't shout, it will hover softly with weightless warmth, a breeze with no wind, a presence with no footsteps. But you'll know, and when it arrives, don't speak, don't move, just listen. Your spirit will hear what your ears cannot, and beloved, those words will stay with you, for the rest of your life. Because this is no ordinary moment, this is what heaven calls an appointment of fire, a holy reset, sealed with angelic oil, carved into your timeline, before you were even born, and now it's fulfilled. All that's left is to breathe, to say softly in your spirit, it's safe to believe again. To let your tears fall if they come, to hold your heart gently, and say, it's safe to believe again. Michael is no longer crying, he's smiling. He says to tell you this, thank you for listening, thank you for trusting me, and thank you for not skipping, because now finally, I can protect what I was always assigned to guard, your destiny. And God whispers as heaven begins to shift, well done my child, I am with you. The battle is over, and the blessing has begun. Let no one steal your peace after this, let no one talk you out of what you now know is real. The next hours are precious, do not let fear steal your joy, do not let doubt cloud your mind. You have crossed over a threshold, unseen by many, understood by few, but you are known by God. Your name is sealed in the book of life, and your story is being rewritten, with divine ink. What was once hidden is now visible, what was once delayed is now accelerated, what was once broken is now restored. You are being lifted on wings of angels, carried beyond the reach of those who sought to hold you down. Hold fast to your faith, speak life over yourself, remind your spirit daily that you are not alone, you are not forgotten, and you are deeply loved. The coming days will confirm what you cannot yet see, but trust that the seeds planted in this sacred moment will bloom into miracles. And as you walk forward, remember the silence you've held, the prayers you've whispered, the pain you've endured, they are all the foundation for your breakthrough. Keep your eyes open, your heart tender, and your spirit vigilant. Because this is not the end, this is the beginning of a new chapter, a divine unfolding, written by the hand of God, watched over by Archangel Michael, and sealed with heavenly authority. Stay connected to this voice, stay in faith, and watch how the unseen moves in your favor. The divine army marches on your behalf, the heavens rejoice over you, and your victory is assured. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, no plan of the enemy shall stand. Your season of breakthrough has come. And now take a deep breath, feel the peace that surpasses all understanding, and step boldly into the promise that is already yours. Your miracle is here, your story is changing, your destiny is unfolding. Stand firm, beloved, stand firm. You are not alone in this journey, though the night may seem long, and shadows may linger, the light within you shines brighter than any darkness around. God says, I am closer than your breath, more present than the air you inhale. Do not let the silence of others make you doubt my presence. Every step you take from here is guided by unseen hands. Even when you feel like you're walking in the unknown, trust that a path is being carved beneath your feet. Remember, the enemy wants you to focus on what you've lost, on the pain that has tried to define you, but God says, I am restoring what was broken, replenishing what was drained, and rewriting the story you thought was finished. This is a new chapter, one of restoration, of divine justice, of purpose fulfilled. No more delays, no more waiting in the shadows. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, and the doors are opening even now. Keep your heart soft but guarded. Not everyone who comes near understands the sacredness of your journey. Some will try to pull you back into old patterns, into doubts and fears that once held you captive. But Michael says, they cannot touch what heaven protects. Your spirit is armored with more than faith, it is armored with destiny. When you feel the urge to retreat, or the temptation to lower your guard, remind yourself of the divine promise. You were not created for struggle without reward, you were designed for triumph. In the coming hours, you may face moments that challenge your peace, words spoken, events unfolding, memories resurfacing, but do not waver. God is orchestrating every detail for your good, even when it feels confusing. This is not random chaos, it is a sacred rearrangement. Michael says, hold steady, for I am moving mountains in your favor. What looks like a setback, is actually a setup for your victory. There is power in your stillness. When you feel overwhelmed, close your eyes and breathe deeply. Let the presence of heaven wash over you, like a healing river. You are not expected to carry this alone. Angels surround you, whispering strength and courage into your spirit. They remind you that you have already won the battle, even before it shows in the physical realm. As the hours unfold, watch for signs, small subtle confirmations, that you are on the right path. A sudden message from a forgotten friend, a door that unexpectedly opens, a feeling of peace in the middle of turmoil. These are not coincidences, but divine fingerprints on your life, proof that heaven is actively involved in your story. Trust these moments, trust yourself. You have been prepared for this season, longer than you realize. The trials, the delays, the heartaches, they were never wasted. They were shaping you, refining you, strengthening your resolve. God says, you are a masterpiece in progress, and every scar is a brushstroke of my design. The enemy may have tried to dim your light, but it only made you glow brighter. Keep your eyes on the horizon, for the dawn is breaking. The promises whispered in the quiet of the night, are now becoming visible realities. What you once dreamed of, what you longed for with all your heart, is coming to pass. Michael stands ready beside you, sword drawn, wings spread wide, guarding your every move. There is a sacred calling on your life, that cannot be silenced. It is time to step fully into who you were created to be, not timid, not doubting, but bold and unwavering. God says, walk in the authority I have given you, speak with the voice of one who has overcome, move with the confidence of one who carries my favor. This is your moment to break free, from the chains of the past, and to rise into your full destiny. The path may not always be easy, but it will always be guided. When fear whispers lies, let faith roar louder. When uncertainty clouds your mind, let trust be your anchor. The next 7 hours are a divine countdown to transformation. Stand firm, stay alert, keep your spirit connected to heaven's voice. The battle has been fierce, but victory is already yours. You are chosen, you are protected, you are beloved. Michael says, I will continue to watch over you, to guard your heart, to fight your battles. You are never forgotten, never forsaken. The miracle is unfolding, and you are at the center of it all. Now with your spirit settled, and your heart aligned, prepare to receive the fullness of what heaven has planned. Rest in this truth: the war is ending, the blessing is beginning, and you are the victorious one. The peace you seek, the joy you crave, the breakthrough you have longed for, they are yours to claim. Keep walking forward, beloved, keep believing, keep trusting. Your story is far from over, it has only just begun. The unseen realm is moving, heaven is responding, your miracle is in motion. Stay close, stay faithful, the best is yet to come. If your heart is still racing, if your spirit feels lighter than it has in years, then understand this: you have crossed over into a new realm. The old heaviness, the hidden chains, the silent delays, they have been broken. Michael has officially moved from watching to warring, and heaven has begun rearranging your life, even as you read these words. Doors that were shut without reason, will now open without warning. People who once ignored your calls, will suddenly feel a nudge to reach out. Situations that seemed impossible yesterday, will begin to bend in your favor, because the order has been signed in heaven. Right now, even as you sit or lie in the stillness, angels are carrying scrolls, with your name on them. These are not empty promises, they are decrees. Decrees that declare you free, from the spiritual attacks that haunted your nights. Decrees that cancel the generational struggles, that followed your family for years. Decrees that release a wave of favor so undeniable, even those who doubted you will have to admit, that only heaven could do this. Michael is speaking softly now: do not let fear take root again. Even if you feel resistance in the coming hours, even if you sense old shadows trying to creep back in, remember this moment. Speak the words you were given: reveal, reverse, restore. They are not just words, they are keys. They unlock rooms in the spiritual realm that the enemy never wanted you to find. And now that you have them, the enemy has lost his grip. Over the next 7 hours, you may notice unusual signs. The wind may move through a closed space, a light may flicker once without reason, you may feel as if someone is standing behind you, when no one is there. Do not be afraid. These are confirmations that the war is already being won. Heaven does not need your help to finish this battle, it only needs your faith to keep the door open. Your trust is the bridge, your obedience is the trigger. Child, listen carefully, your next 7 months will not look like the last 7 years. The cycle of almost and not yet, the constant pattern of delay and disappointment, it is finished. From this night forward, August 5th marks the shift in your spiritual timeline. What was locked will be released, what was lost will return, in ways you could not imagine. And what was stolen will come back multiplied, because God never allows a theft, without commanding restoration. But there is one more instruction, you must carry. In the next 72 hours, you will sense an invitation, maybe a thought, a dream, a sudden urge to move, call or write something down. Do not hesitate. That is heaven prompting you toward alignment. The smallest act of obedience will release the largest wave of favor. This is why the enemy tried to distract you all these years, because one aligned moment in your destiny is worth more than a lifetime of wandering. Michael says, mark this night in your spirit. Do not take it lightly. The angels who surround you now will not leave until their assignment is fulfilled. They are walking the perimeter of your home, clearing the unseen debris that was left by battles you did not even know were happening. And when you wake, you will notice the difference, not only in your mind, but in the air around you. Peace will be thick, like a blanket laid across your chest. There is also a warning, wrapped in this blessing. In the coming days, someone who once drained your energy will attempt to reconnect. They may come with charm, apology, or even opportunity, but Michael says, guard your spirit. Not every voice that sounds kind is carrying light. You will feel a subtle check in your spirit, a gentle resistance inside your chest. Honor it. This is your confirmation that heaven is now speaking to you directly, and your discernment has been sharpened. As the 7th hour approaches, the final sign will arrive. It may be a dream so vivid, you wake with tears. It may be a sudden stillness so heavy, you can hear your own heart in the silence. It may be a memory from your past, that suddenly feels healed. Whatever it is, know this, that moment is heaven's seal on this encounter. It is the silent signature that declares your battle over, and your blessing activated. From this night forward, walk differently, speak differently, expect differently. You are no longer a seeker, waiting at the edge of your miracle, you are a carrier of divine fire. Your presence will begin to shift rooms, your laughter will heal hearts, your testimony will awaken others, and your obedience will break generational patterns that try to cling to your bloodline. Michael is smiling now, he sees your future written in light, and he whispers one last reminder, before he takes his post at your door. They thought you were forgotten, but heaven never forgot. They thought you were small, but heaven always saw a warrior. Now go, child of light, live as if the miracle has already happened, because it has. Beloved, you are not here to shrink yourself anymore, you are here to stand tall, in the light that has always been yours. Michael says, the time for hiding is over. The time for lowering your voice, so others feel comfortable, is done. The world needs what you carry, and the heavens have been waiting, for you to finally see it for yourself. This is why the path has felt lonely, this is why people misunderstood you. They weren't meant to understand the language of your soul, because your soul speaks directly to the divine. You were never made to walk the common path, you were made to walk the sacred one, the one that feels narrow, the one that requires courage. And now that you've opened this message, that path is opening before you. In the next few days, you may notice things falling away. Objects you've held on to for years may feel heavy. Certain conversations may suddenly feel unbearable. That's not loss, that's cleansing. Heaven is making space for what's next. The things that leave now are things that cannot go where you're going. And where you are going is higher, lighter, and holier than anything you've ever known. Michael leans closer in this moment, he says, child, your energy is shifting, even as you read this. The chains that try to hold your spirit in delay are snapping quietly in the unseen. Your name is rising in the halls of heaven, and a covering has been placed over you, that no enemy can penetrate. You may start to feel waves of emotion, tears that come without reason, a sudden memory of a moment, when you thought you wouldn't make it. That is your soul releasing what it no longer needs to carry. That is heaven lifting the last remnants of yesterday's weight. Don't resist it, don't hold it back. This is your release, this is your sacred exhale. And as this release happens, new clarity will rise in you. You'll begin to notice signs you once overlooked, numbers repeating, lights flickering, songs that seem to follow you, whispers in your spirit that feel undeniable. These are confirmations. Heaven is saying, you are aligned, keep going, don't doubt. There will also be tests, gentle ones, but they are only there to confirm your growth. Someone may reach out who once ignored you. An opportunity may appear, that looks shiny but feels off. A conversation may pull at your old wounds. Breathe, pause, listen to the whisper. Your spirit will always tell you, which door is real, and which door is a trap. Michael reminds you, you've already passed the hardest test, believing in yourself enough to receive this message. Now the rest will unfold with grace, if you follow the signs. In this season your dreams will become vivid. Some will feel like warnings, others like promises. Keep a notebook near your bed, write them down, even if they make no sense in the moment. In time, they will form a map of your unfolding miracle. And child, your miracle is not small. It carries the weight of all the prayers your ancestors whispered, and all the battles you didn't even know you were fighting. Heaven says, you are the answer to generations of silence, you are the breakthrough in human form. That's why the attacks were so persistent, that's why the enemy wanted your spirit tired, and your hope dim. But they failed, you are still here, you are still open, and now heaven can finally move, without obstruction. Michael is smiling now, he says, they have no idea yet, how quickly life can change, when the soul is aligned with God. They will see doors open this month, that felt sealed for years. They will receive clarity, that makes every delay make sense. And they will walk into rooms, that once rejected them, now prepared for their arrival. Beloved, lean into this moment, take a deep breath, feel your chest expand, feel your spine straighten, as if unseen hands are lifting you higher. This is not imagination, this is alignment, this is the energy of heaven, settling into your very cells. You may notice in the coming hours, a lightness in your home, a subtle glow in your reflection, a stillness in your spirit. That is not coincidence, that is confirmation. It is heaven's way of saying, well done for staying, well done for listening, well done for trusting, what others would have dismissed. And finally, Michael whispers a last gentle reminder, for now. Walk forward without apology. Your spirit is your compass, your light is your shield, your faith is your sword, and your destiny is already unfolding, one divine step at a time. The angels have not left, they are simply waiting to watch you rise, into the version of yourself, they have always seen. Your 7 hours, your 7 days, your 7 months, they are all ripples of the choice you made today, to listen and to believe. Now, beloved, step into your tomorrow, knowing heaven walks with you. The light you feel is real, the shift you sense is permanent, and the story that begins here, will be told in whispers of wonder, by angels for generations to come. Beloved, now that the veil has lifted, heaven leans closer. The whispers will not feel far anymore. Signs will no longer seem like coincidences. You will feel life speaking to you differently. Birds will pause near your window. Numbers will repeat in ways your heart can't ignore. Songs will play that answer questions you haven't said aloud. All of this is heaven's way of saying, we see you, and we are walking with you now. You are not walking into this new season empty-handed, you are walking in carrying the very light that darkness tried to bury. And now that it shines, no one can put it out. Archangel Michael says, do not run from this light. Let it change how you move, how you speak, how you trust yourself. Let it remove anyone who cannot honor the glow you now carry. You do not need to chase, to beg, to explain. Your presence will speak for you, and the right people will recognize it immediately. Some will feel uncomfortable when they sense your light, not because you've done anything wrong, but because their own shadows will finally be revealed. Let them leave, let them go in peace. Your new season does not require the weight of old attachments. In the coming days your intuition will sharpen. You'll know things before they happen. You'll feel when something is for you, and when it is not. This is not paranoia, this is alignment. Heaven is syncing your steps with the path that was written for you before you were even born. The more you trust it, the faster the blessings will flow. The more you hesitate, the more you delay what is already yours. So breathe deeply now, let the fear melt out of your chest, and whisper to yourself, I trust the light in me. And here's the truth, heaven wanted saved for last, your breakthrough is not just for you. The shift happening in your life will ripple out into your family, into your home, into every space you enter. People will find peace, just by being near you. Opportunities will unlock that were once closed. The same people who doubted you will witness what only God could do. And you will not need to lift a finger to prove yourself. Heaven will be your evidence. So tonight, lay your head down, knowing the unseen world is busy on your behalf. Angels are guarding your sleep. Doors are unlocking without noise. Chains are falling in silence. And tomorrow when you rise, you will rise different, not because you tried harder, but because heaven marked you tonight. You are stepping into a future where miracles meet you as naturally as breathing, because you finally said yes to what was always waiting. Smile through the tears, beloved, hold your heart gently, and know this, you made it. You were seen, you were chosen, and nothing will ever be the same again. Lift your face softly, and whisper into the quiet of your room, the final word that seals every shift, every blessing, every promise delivered through this message. Amen.